Tonight on World Championship Kickboxing, it's the IKKC World Cruiserweight Championship from the San Bernardino County Fairgrounds in Victorville, California. Hi, everybody. Along with the champ himself, Blinky Rodriguez, I'm Phil Stone, and this evening, what a main event we have for you. Manson, the Master Blaster Gibson, with a record of 102 victories, only 9 losses, is set to take on a young man from Toronto, Canada, by the name of Clifton Brown. And Blinky, I'll tell you what, don't know a lot about Clifton Brown, but he's got a ton of amateur experience. He's a big, rangy guy. He's a well-spoken guy, and I can tell you right now from talking to him earlier today, he's not the least bit intimidated, even though he has a great love for Manson Gibson.
Well, he comes in with a parade of knockouts on his record. You know, on the other hand, Manson Gibson, really a dinosaur. I mean, he's been around forever, 102 wins, 8 losses, deceptive, awkward, and everything you can think of, but Manson Gibson knows how to win.
Well, I'll tell you, he has dropped a lot of weight in the last couple of days since getting out here in Southern California from his home in Chicago. But he told me last night at the weigh-in, it was a very quiet, almost a stoic Manson Gibson. You know, Blinky, that's not Manson Gibson. Quiet, stoic, I don't think so. But last night, it was a bit unusual. He came in much more serious. He said, I've dropped a lot of weight, but I feel strong, and you're going to see a different Manson Gibson. And I tell you what, we just might tonight.
Well,
Talking to Manson a couple of hours ago, and you were working with him on something. What were you talking to the champ about?
I'll tell you what, all I know is he started this round with a tremendous spinning back kick. We've seen him knock a lot of people out, Phil. I was talking to him about some old technique that I don't see people use too often anymore, Phil. And that is, Phil, sweeps not to the thigh, but to the calf where you turn a fighter. You can come back with a left hook. You know, some of the techniques that you don't see too often anymore, they worked, but people are not using them. And he said, you know what, I'm going to give some thought to that. I'm going to try that. And I said, you know what, Manson, if you win with that technique, I'm going to let the world know it.
Gibson in the red. He's won 9 world titles in 3 weight classes. He's looking for the 4th here tonight in this vacant World Cruiserweight Championship fight. Spinning back fist just barely missed.
You know, Clifton Brown doesn't seem intimidated at all, Phil. Great composure, great ring presence as he's looking to walk Manson Gibson down. Looks kind of dry. His skin doesn't look like he warmed up much tonight, though. Clifton Brown in the black shorts.
Now Brown, a wealth of experience on the amateur level in Canada. He's 35-7 as a pro, 23 knockouts. He knows how to fight. Make no mistake about it.
And again, Phil, Manson Gibson, always the awkward fighter, always, you know, the unorthodox fighter, always the guy that is doing things that are abnormal. But he's won 102 fights fighting that way.
He was talking last night at the weigh-in to us, Blinky, about rededicating himself at his age to fighting, really wanting to not be an aberration. He doesn't want to be a freak show. He wants to be known as the fighter that he came up being. And he knows in the last couple of years he's been kind of freakish in some of his ways. He wants to recapture the old Master Blaster era.
I'll tell you, he looks like he's on his game tonight, Phil. But on the other hand, Clifton Brown also looks like he came to fight and he came to win.
What a right leg delivered by Brown. Another right leg delivered by Brown. And now Gibson wrestles him to the canvas.
Back leg takedown by Gibson, Phil. Clifton Brown just methodical, Phil. Stoic, just coming in, no expression, just looking for the big shot. We know that he's a devastating leg kicker just by the power. That was a fake front kick. He jumped over the top, trying to come down with a right hand. Of course, Manson Gibson too experienced to be caught with that punch.
Into the first round, Gibson started quickly. Clifton Brown, once he kind of caught his breath and began to really sense where he was, put together a couple of nice combinations right in front of us. And Clifton Brown, I think, Blinky really established those leg kicks very, very well against Gibson.
Well, no, there's no question that he did, but at the same time, you see the awkwardness of Gibson that is throwing Clifton off. He landed a good leg kick, Manson over the wrong with a good spinning back kick. And now you see Manson, he comes out, warms his legs up, and then he takes the long pants off, and he just comes back out in the shorts.
And we'll be back with round 2 action in this World Championship in a moment.